You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Marks-McGhee versus Wright.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Marks-McGhee, you say the defendant needs to step up and take responsibility for your 2-year-old son, Amari, because you know he is your son's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you claim Ms. Marks-McGhee didn't even tell you about her baby until he was 3 weeks old, and you know you are not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, why do you believe the plaintiff is claiming you are the father?
Well, I believe the other guy she had in her life didn't want anything to do with her or the baby anymore, so she decided to push the baby off on me.
Is that true, Ms. Marks-McGhee?
No, that's not true. I mean, I did tell a couple lies, play a mean game. However, I know that Mr. Wright is Amari's father, and I just want the truth to be out so that my son can get to know his family and, you know, be a part of his family's life.
So tell me, what was the nature of your relationship?
The nature of our relationship was he was really just supposed to be something for me to get over someone else, but things went further than what they were supposed to go.
Oh, he was first just a convenient distraction.
In my mind, yes. But, you know, like I said, things went further than what they were supposed to go.
When you say it went further,
I started catching feelings for him.
so it was supposed to be a rebound, then you start having feelings for him, real feelings.
Yes, ma'am. He was there for me a lot. And my other son, we had sexual intercourse a week after we met. I let him move in about a couple weeks after that. So a month of us knowing each other, I let him move in. He was very helpful. He would watch my son, not Amari, my other son, while I would go to work. He would clean, cook, help me out around the house. When I couldn't get something, he would make sure that he got it, and he made sure we were straight. So my feelings for him got stronger for him, you know, showing that he cared. He's a very wonderful man, he really is. And I fell in love with him too, so I call it a lost love triangle that I was caught in. However, I know for a fact that Mr. Wright is Amari's dad because he was the only man that I was sleeping with around the time of conception.
So did it start off as a rebound for you two, Mr. Wright, or you had feelings from the beginning?
I mean, I didn't have feelings in the beginning because I had, you know what I'm saying, when I first met her, I was introduced to her by a friend. In the beginning, she was telling a lot of lies, you know, that I always picked up on, you know.
But if you knew she was lying, why move in with her?
I was vulnerable.
You were vulnerable.
I was vulnerable.
All right, explain.
I had left for a minute and came back, you know, when I came back here and met her, you know what I'm saying, I really didn't have anything.
You were at a place in your life where you needed somewhere to stay.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. Was it a relationship or was it I'm just gonna stay here for a while? What was the plan?
Yes, it was a relationship.
And then at some point you realize you're pregnant, Miss Marks-McGhee. Tell me what happened, Mr. Wright, when she told you she was pregnant.
Well, she always used to joke around saying that she was pregnant a lot. Like she said it plenty of times. Like she would joke about it and be like, nah, I'm not pregnant. Then I'm pregnant. To the point where it's just like, now I'm back in my mind like, oh, she's always lying when she's talking about that. You know, me being in my position, hearing that constantly, what would you think?
Well, I mean, at some point, I'm not gonna lie, Miss Marks-McGhee, you know, you heard the story of the boy that cried wolf.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
become the girl that cried pregnant.
Right, but that wasn't the case.
So what was the issue? You kept thinking you were pregnant or you
No,
weren't?
I thought I was pregnant one time before I really found out that I was pregnant. I wasn't feeling myself. I know how I feel, you know, when I'm pregnant. I'm a female. I've had a child before. I've had kids before. When the time came, we were moving out of our apartment October 1st. I took a test that morning and it was positive, and I told him. But then I kind of found out some stuff from his social media that I didn't like, and there was another female saying that she was pregnant by him, and he was saying she was lying. I broke it off with him, and I told him that I was gonna get rid of the baby, and he was seeing pictures of me big and pregnant. I want to say about 5-6 months
So
along.
were you lying when you said that?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
All right. So this is what you talk about when you say she was lying.
Yes, ma'am.
First she's pregnant, then she's not pregnant, then she's...
I mean, there's a whole story behind that too, because once we left from the apartment, you know, I barely had any contact with her at all.
So you moved out.
Right.
Okay.
Apparently, she started messing with somebody else, and that's who she tried to put the baby off on.
Oh, in the beginning, she told someone else they were the child's father?
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, I told Mr. Wright he was the father, but the someone else was the one that I was trying to get over by even starting anything with Mr. Wright.
Oh, so
Right.
the ex came back in the picture
Right.
after Mr. Wright moved out.
Right, but see, he was away, like far
Okay.
away. And, you know, after I found out I was pregnant was when my ex came back. Me and Mr. Wright had no contact. We weren't speaking after I told him, you know, I got rid of the baby and I got re-pregnant by someone else.
Did you say re-pregnant?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I heard that.
I said it.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you have sincere doubt, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
You truly don't know.
I don't know at all. Like, I don't know what to believe right now. It's too many lies around it. It's just too many lies around this whole situation. You know about like how a female got a little girl code, right?
Girl code. Okay.
How you could look at your friend and you could tell a whole paragraph just by doing this. You know what I mean,
That's
right?
how we do?
Look how you looking right now. You
We
telling me
really
something I
can't
don't
do
know what you're
this.
saying.
We really can't do that. Uh-huh. I'm listening.
Okay, so
I
just-
can also do it to Jerome, and he knows what I'm saying.
maybe he just picked up on a girl talk.
He's been with me long enough, but I understand what you're saying. You're saying girls have nonverbal communication.
Right.
All right, I'm listening.
So you could being around enough of that, you could pick up on it sooner or later. You know, like there's actually one incident I acted as if I was her, texting a friend.
You text from your phone or you text from her phone?
I text from her phone.
Okay,
No,
so you
so
got
she-
her phone.
All right, it just so happened on this specific day, she was in the phone a lot, you know, and I was like, what's going on? What she got going on the phone? So when I finally had the chance to grab it, you know, as if I was playing the game or something, you know, I went ahead and texted a friend. Texted one of the friends on her phone.
You text one of the friends that she has girl code with.
Yes.
All right, and so you're gonna crack that code.
Yes, ma'am.
So you submitted these text messages to the court. So you text,
Girl, I was like, girl, this guy acting up.
girl, this guy's acting up. Oh,
Man, she says back who? Now, mind you, females are smarter than what people really give them credit for. Now you know.
well, Mr. Wright, I'm glad you filled me in on that today.
It's just, what do you mean, who? That's the first thing I'm thinking. Like you said, who? Who else? Like who's that? Who's with
So
you?
your spidey sense is up now.
Yeah.
Because
Yes, ma'am.
if it was only you, she would have just responded.
Right.
Okay, then what happened?
So I text back. I'm still in character as her. Who do you think? I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Just like, okay, what is she about to say? What is she about to say? There's actually one incident I acted as if I was her, texting a friend.
So you text.
Girl, I was like, girl, this guy acting up. She says back who? I text back, who do you think? I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Just like, okay, what is she about to say? What is she about to say? A whole different name popped up. And I'm just like,
Who is that?
Your Honor.
you see how you looking right now? I was stuck just like that, like.
Your Honor, he's
That's
not
how
lying
you were?
about that. He's not lying about that. It happened, but I felt like I'm a lady. Like, I'm not finna sit around and just be played when I was the only one working. I mean, he was cooking, he was cleaning, he was watching the kids. However, like, you wanna go hang out with your friends, but you don't hang out with me. You wanna go always be with your brothers, but you don't wanna be with me. So, yeah, I was texting other people, sexually engaging with other people. No, Mr. Wright was the only person that I was having sexual intercourse with. He had open access to my phone anytime he wanted it because I felt like I had nothing to hide.
Let's talk about that though, Mr. Wright. If she did have something to hide, usually people that have something to hide in their phone, they don't give you their phone to play a game.
She didn't give it to me. She set it down while she was watching TV. And
Oh, you picked it up and acted like you were going to play a game. She didn't give
ma'am.
you authorization.
No.
All right, so did you confront Miss McGhee? Did you confront her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what'd you say?
I asked her who was this guy? And she like, oh, that's a friend, you know, from the past, way back in the day. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Right
And
off the bat,
I can't sit here and tell you
he walked
that.
around mad, punching holes in my wall with his head. So I'm asking him, like, what is wrong with you? Like, what do you know, what's wrong? And he asked me, and I told him who it was. A lot of people didn't know about Mr. Wright, and it was for a reason, because I had a lot of problems with a lot of my friends with my ex.
And why are you so certain he is your child's biological father?
I got the proof, the looks. My son has his mouth, his eyes. I have big eyes. Amari has beady eyes like his father. Look at the mouth, the bridge of his nose, and he was the only man that I was, you know, having intercourse with.
I don't think Amari is mine at all.
You don't?
No, ma'am.
Tell me why.
I mean, if you want to first, you could bring up. I don't see him in me. Like, I don't see me in him. Like, that he doesn't look at all like me. It was just too much going on. It's just too much going on. She was messing with her with some other guy, you know, and I just don't feel like none of this add up. Even after he was born, you know, I tried to reconcile and, you know what I'm saying, try to be around. She would disappear all the time. Like, I couldn't find her. She won't answer the phone. She's never around. Like she says she's at work. They say she's never came in. But she'll leave with a full work uniform.
No, there's never been a time that I have never went to work, because like I said, I was the one paying the bills, paying rent, financially taking care of my kids. So
How many children do you have?
Yana,
I have
want to
5
say
boys.
this. She cut me off, you know.
5 boys at 24 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't got no reason to come up here and lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you about times where, you know, she was supposed to be at work when her family members came around, go up there. Where you at? Oh, I'm on break.
Y'all set that up.
I'm on
playing games.
You hear this?
I was at work. I went to work. But Your Honor, after I got off of work, yes, I did go and I went and did something else instead of going straight home. I don't have to report to nobody when I'm doing everything.
Well, Ms. Marks-McGhee, as it relates to the paternity and why we're here today, I hope you understand that it's really about the lying. Right. And it's gotten to the point now where he doesn't believe anything you say.
Right, but Your Honor, this is what I don't understand. He doesn't believe anything I say, but he's so quick to play daddy. And we're, you know, we happy and everything's everything. But then when we're separated and we're not talking, you know, he goes to his family members and he's telling them that my son is not his, and my son loves him. You just seen that.
I did that.
My son loves him to death. Just, you know, the other day we seen him, and when he left, my son was crying because he wanted his daddy. And
he calls him daddy.
Mm-hmm. He does.
You know, I'm not gonna sit here and leave him out here to be out here without a dad. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I feel like I should just walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? Disappear. But I wouldn't do that, because that's who I am.
You just want answers before he gets older and you both get more attached.
Because I didn't get to spend much time with my father. My father got killed when I was 12. So I couldn't see somebody else like that if I could prevent it. You understand?
I do understand. And so as you look at this beautiful, innocent child, you don't want him to experience what you experienced.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I did him wrong in a big way. I love him to death. I'll never, you know, regret that. And I was wrong, and I do not blame him at all for not believing it. All I can do was bring him here to prove to him that Amari is his son.
That's why we're here, and I have those results for you. Jerome?
Here you go, Your Honor.
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Marks-McGhee versus Wright, when it comes to 2-year-old Amari Marks-McGhee, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Wright, you are not his father. What are you feeling, Mr. Wright?
I don't know if this is a sad feeling or an angry feeling I'm feeling right now. I was saying he wasn't mine. I built the bond with him.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. You know what? And ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. That's still my little boy.
Ms. Marks-McGhee, I have to ask you, do you know who Amari's biological father is?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Is it your ex?
It has to be because they were the only ones.
You know, when you lie, it permeates every part of your life. You got to start telling the truth so that you can tell Amari his truth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We have counseling and resources for both of you. Mr. Wright, I know you're disappointed. I'm very sorry that this did not turn out. I think even though you were uncertain, you were hopeful. And I could see that. I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.